You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn connects you with experts from all over the world to help you take charge of your career, your business, and your life. Rap along with us. Visit drjacalyn.com to learn how to become a guest or a sponsor. And now, the doctor is in.
Hello and welcome to Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn. We are live on Business Talk Radio and social media. Our program is all about stories of hope, inspiration, and overcoming adversity. I am your host and executive producer. I am a certified life and career coach, and we are thrilled to welcome back someone who is just incredible in so many ways. She was here with us before, and she didn't get to share her entire story. Let us welcome Martha Krejci. It's good to see you, Martha. Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me again. Appreciate it.
It's such a pleasure. I listened into your show earlier on Facebook Live today, and I saw all the people popping in and all the comments and all the people's lives that you're changing. So you are the CEO of the Martha K Media Group. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
Yes. And you're an author, you're a rainmaker, you're a change maker. You're just doing it, girl. I love it. It's fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So I know you're joining us from Florida, and it looks lovely there. And we had you on before and got such great response, but we didn't get to hear all the story. It was like a cliffhanger. So you've been through a lot, and from where you were to where you are today, that story needs to be told over and over and over again, because it gives people hope and helps people fight. So where would you like to start with your story? Well,
I'll start in the basement, if we will.
Okay.
Here we are. Takes us back a bit. So what I want people to understand whenever you hear this is that it doesn't matter where you're at in life, that everyone's able to succeed in their own right. Success isn't just for the few, it's for the many. It's just that a lot of people don't understand that. And then they don't, because they don't believe it, they don't actually do it, right? And that's not your fault. That's kind of like society and the world's fault, as far as I'm concerned. But let's take it back to when I was sitting on a couch in a basement. And this was post-divorce. There was a lot that happened there. And I'm not going to take the story all the way back, but there was a lot that happened. There was abuse there. I was a big alcoholic. I don't drink anymore. No judgment for people that do, just not good for me. So I was a big alcoholic. I had panic attacks. I had such bad panic attacks that I would have about 20 a day, and they would go at least. And they would go in cycles. So if anybody's ever had panic, it's extreme panic disorder, I think is what it's called. And basically what a panic attack for me, what it referred as is that I was dying. It felt like I was dying about 20 times a day. So like, the room would go black from the outside in. My left arm would go numb, which, I mean, for anybody that does any sort of WebMD, you already feel like you're on a bad path, right? And then my hearing would go into tunnel hearing. I would taste like metal in my mouth. It would be the weirdest stuff. And then whenever all of that stuff starts happening, then my heart starts racing, gets in my throat. I can't breathe. It's just a whole thing. And then your body thinks that you're dying, right? And it starts freaking out, and all this panic stuff starts happening. And then you go into cycles. And so basically every day of my life, I was trying to act like I wasn't dying. I was trying to just show up in this world as a normal person, talking to somebody and pretending, suppressing this whole thought that like I thought I was dying. Anyway, so I was sitting in the basement one night as an alcoholic. I was super schnockered, we'll call it. And I remember just sitting and staring at the wall and thinking like, man, what's happened in my world, right? Because I lived in this basement of somebody that, I mean, God bless him for letting me stay there. I couldn't afford anything. I couldn't feed myself, right? This was, like I said, post-divorce. I fed my dog cheeseburgers. I would get a cheeseburger from Hardee's. I couldn't feed myself, but I would feed her because it wasn't her fault, and it was a mess. It was a total and absolute mess. And then I think where the story cut off last time was when I met my husband, my now husband. And he started saying things to me, which is what I call speaking life over someone. He would see things in me that I couldn't see in myself. And so I imagine that there's plenty of people listening or watching and can relate to that. Where either you can see things in other people that they can't see in themselves, or other people have done the same thing, spoken life over you, where they saw something in you that you didn't see in yourself. It's very hard. It's like the forest for the trees paradox, is that we can't see our sort of the things that we're really, really good at. We can't see those things because we've lived with them all of our life. So we imagine that everybody has these same things, and we don't realize that we're so different than everybody else, just in the way that we think and whatever our gifts are, right? We imagine that everybody is the same because we don't have a different experience. Well, what he did was he came into this girl's world that had lost trust in men, first of all, had lost trust in the world around her, that had moved into a place of like, I had big dreams at one point when I was younger. And then slowly, ever so slowly is how it happens, I had gotten off the beaten path just by poor choice. Maybe not poor choice, but choice that didn't help me. Just say that. And I had slowly sort of like sidestepped my way off of the beaten path and into this space of just, I don't even like, just feeling absolutely worthless. Like if we're just completely realistic, that's where I was. That's how I was feeling. Like what I remember thinking that I wanted to really help people. I remember thinking I really wanted to help people. And the weirdest thing is I could see myself on a stage, but I had no idea how I was going to get there. And I just thought like, that's just my brain playing tricks on me, right? Just even seeing those things is like, that's just my brain playing tricks on me. And so I didn't know how I was going to do that. And I gave up on it. As quickly as I would think about it, I would give up on it because I would think, well, I'm not the person who has a lot of money to invest in these things. Nobody sees me as being, somebody worth investing in, time or money, like that's where I was at. And so with Mike, my now husband, he came into my world and very quickly started calling things out in me. And he wouldn't, if you were to ask him, he wouldn't even say that was his intention and that's what he was trying to do. He just was calling out what he saw and I didn't see it. But he would call things out in me like, you're amazing at this and you're amazing at that. And you speak really well and you know a lot of things and da 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 da. And the more that he said that, the more that I believed it. And then I could see it in myself. And then that's all that it took for me to be able to strengthen myself enough to apply for that job that I wouldn't have applied for before. And then I gained a skill set that I wouldn't have had if I hadn't applied for that job. And whenever I gained that skill set, then to be able to take that skill set and create my own business. None of that would have happened if I couldn't have believed in myself enough to take on this job this job in the first place, which was at GoDaddy. Because I wouldn't have applied. I wouldn't have applied before, right? If I didn't have somebody saying, "Oh, yes, you should be doing this. You should 100% be doing this." And then I took that skill set, created the business, and then now we're just on a trajectory. But it all started with someone speaking life over me. So what I hope that people take from that is that not only should we have people around us that speak life over us, right? There's a short story There's a story about a classroom. So kids in a classroom, okay, they have really low test scores. And the principal came to the teacher and said, we need to raise their test scores. However you need to do it, right? And the teacher was like, okay, she did one thing. She changed one thing until the next test scores came out. One thing that she changed was whenever those kids came to school every single day, what she did is she told them how brilliant they were. She told them how capable they were. She told them how this was easy for them. That's what she did. She spoke life over them. And then the next time that they went to take tests, all of them, their test scores went up. And that's proof in the pudding for speaking life over people, because we will rise or lower to people's expectations of us. And so that's why it's so important. Like you hear the Jim Rohn quote of, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around. I think it's something like that. That's why. I mean, not only because you guys are sort of like, running together, but it's also the people if you hang around people that are not speaking life, or rather speaking death, right? Because you speak life or you speak death. So death would be, you can't do this. You shouldn't do this. You're not capable. That's not you. You're not that type of person. That's speaking death over somebody. So you're either going to surround yourself with positive people that are going to speak life over you, or you're going to surround yourself with the opposite. And the outcome of your life truly depends on who you spend your time with, right? So that's how it works with us. Now, I really want to challenge people that are listening to think about that, and then think about their own life and your responsibility, who you're going to speak life over, right? So who are you going to choose to bring up? So let's not be the people that bring anybody down. Yeah. I don't imagine anybody that's listening right now would even be wanting to do that anyway. But let's focus, and maybe even put it on our planner, right? Maybe even put it on our daily thing that we're doing. I'm going to speak life over this person today, and then mark it off after you do it. And I think the world changes whenever we are all intentionally speaking life over other people. So that's my whole thing. And then we are where we are because of that. Oh man, I can't hear you.
I said perfect timing. It's actually time to take a break, and you took us right up to there with a cliffhanger. So that was beautiful. I can't wait to come back and ask you some questions about that, Martha. That was tremendous. So thank you for sharing. Stay with us. We'll be right back on Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn, live on Business Talk Radio and social media.
Hey everybody, my name is Ralph Graves Jr. I'm the host of the Ralph Graves Jr. Show, and I want to invite you to pick up my book, Unstoppable. I wrote a book called Unstoppable. It's 7 universal laws that will transform how you pursue and achieve success. The one thing that my 20 years of law enforcement has taught me is that no matter who you are, we are all governed by universal laws, like gravity. But in this book, we're going to talk about laws like the law of forgiveness, laws like the law of control, the law of intelligent practice, the law of expectancy. I was able to see how those, no matter what their background was, those who identified and treated these laws with respect, they were able to go on and lead successful lives. So pick up this book, and you can go ahead and pick it up at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, RalphGravesJr.com, where anywhere where fine books are sold. Thank you.
There are 7.7 billion people on Earth today. 40% of these people are under the age of 25. Young adults are the most fertile mission field in the world today. In Scripture, we see Jesus pouring his life into 12 young adults who he equipped to change the world and all of history. Like Jesus, we believe that the best approach to reach the world with the gospel is to invest in young, emerging leaders and equip them to build disciple-making movements. Concentric is the notion of surrounding and sharing a common center. Our center is the model and strategy of Jesus for both leadership development and ministry formation. As a global alliance, we provide equipping in biblical leadership based on Jesus' example in the New Testament. Jesus modeled for us how to make disciples that reproduce. Focusing on leadership development is key to creating movements that spread the gospel and Jesus' disciple-making strategy to young leaders around the globe. Our Ministry Alliance partners are actively equipping leaders and building movements of multiplication that reproduce the life of Christ. Join us today to equip young leaders with Jesus' strategy that will change cities and nations.
The session that we had with BCAT was really entertaining and enlightening. We were able to put together some very specific steps that we as individuals can take, and it was really fun to all come together and see sort of where we're going as a team and how we can all get there together.
We had a tremendous experience with the BCAP partners. One of the challenges that we have as an organization is to make sure that we have the right people in the right chairs doing the right thing. To do that well, you have to have synergy. You can try to dream up ways to make sure that your group does that, or you can rely on experts. We would recommend BCAP partners to anybody who's looking to take their organization to the next level.
Academy Sedan and Limo is a full-service transportation company serving the Philadelphia metropolitan area with full knowledge of the New York City, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C. areas. We pride ourselves on being the most dependable, conscientious company in the industry. Our always on-time service and dependable pricing make us the company to call for any event or occasion. Our vehicles can accommodate any size party for any occasion. Our vehicles range from four-door sedans to SUVs to minivans to limo buses to full-size tour buses and can accommodate groups of 2 to 100. We offer airport shuttle service or over-the-road service without limitation regarding mileage or time, and no drive is too long or too far. So if you find yourself in need of transportation of any type with any vehicle, give us a call at 610-842-4564 and let us show you what a real transportation company can do for you.
Use code ACADEMY2020 to receive 20% off your first 3 rides, including parking and tolls.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Hi, welcome back to Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn, stories of hope, inspiration, and overcoming adversity. My special guest, Martha Krejci, is back here with us today. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Kim, Susan, John, Bob, and Ken. Thank you for being out there, and we see you and appreciate you. Martha, so I'm so blown away. I look at you today. I can't imagine you in that basement. I can't imagine it.
It's surreal. It's surreal. As I even talk about it, I don't feel like the same person. And so that's how much your life can change. Like I know I was there. I remember it, but I don't feel like the same person at all. But that's the kind of change that can happen. But that's also testament to the fact that when I was back there, I couldn't imagine this. So it's the same kind of thing. So whenever people feel hopeless and lost, I get it. I was there. And I know that you don't feel like you can ever be of worth. But then all of a sudden, with some small steps of hope and allowing the right people into your world and the right people to be speaking over your life, all of a sudden things start to shift, they start to change. And then you can look back on that. And the beauty of looking back on that is then you can help other people that were just like you.
Absolutely. And you have a huge following. And you just said something I thought was really very paramount. That's either preaching love or death. What if somebody out there right now listening or watching, they're in a situation where they're surrounded by negativity, they're stuck in the house, what can they do? What small steps can they take?
I'm a sucker for online support. I am a big fan of surrounding yourself with friends online. Especially in the world that we live in right now, because even going out, people's faces are covered and stuff like that. So we are not emoting the same. we're not connecting the same when we're out, not right or wrong. We're just not, right? We can't. And so I really love online stuff, because here doing this, you can see my face, you can see my smile, right? You can still feel my energy through this, for the people that can see it, right? But what we can do is we can go into these different groups, right? So whether it's on whatever social media channel, you can go into those groups. You can find a group that makes sense for you and what you're specifically dealing with. And it doesn't have to be struggle related. It can just be the kind of person that you are, and go find a group, maybe for things that you enjoy doing. Maybe that can get your head out of the mucky muck, but start making friends, be open, start making friends, listen to what other people are talking about, maybe support other people. The best way to make yourself feel better is by helping somebody else, right? And so that's what I would suggest, is going and finding a group that you can jive with, and then just immerse yourself into it. And then start looking for these friendships. Friendships develop. So online friendships develop. And I would say that some of the best friends I have in my life at this point, I have met online, which is when I was a kid. I mean, I'm 40, right? So when I was a kid, that wasn't even a thing. But it just feels so weird to say, but like some of the best friends that I have in my life, I have not physically met ever. But we love each other. We support each other. We push each other to be better. And that's what matters. You don't have to be physically around people.
I so agree with you. I want to say hi to Vanessa. Hi, Vanessa. Yeah, so in the last year, Martha, I have met so many people I consider to be really pivotal and key in my life right now, but I've never actually met them. And whether I actually meet them in person or not, it doesn't even matter, because we just have developed this. And I think you definitely touched on this. It's so important not to just take and ask, but to give and give back freely and give back often. So question I have for you, I know you're always giving back. I'm involved in a lot of volunteering. What if someone's never volunteered and they're thinking, you know what, that's something I could do? How do they get started with that?
Oh, man. What I would first do if I were just getting started in volunteering, if you go to church, find out if your church is into something, and then find out if like you would want to move in that place if you go to church. If you don't, what I would do is I would think, okay, how do I want to serve? What am I really passionate about? So the first volunteering that I ever did was for shelter animals, because that's something that I'm extremely passionate about. It breaks my heart to see or animals in shelters, right? And so that was our very first, Mike and I did that together, was with shelter animals. So just think of like something that you really are passionate about, and go and then just search. It's like the easiest thing ever. Just go to Google and search volunteering opportunities. I would check your city first before virtual opportunities, because there's something to be said about hands and feet and actually being in there and doing the work, right? So I would look for volunteering opportunities in whatever city that you're in, and then put the topic, if you have a topic that you want to check out, like shelter animals, put that at the end of the search. And then you're going to be able to start sifting through things, and then just pick the one that, stands out to you. If you don't have anything, like you're just not really sure. So maybe you're thinking, well, I don't really know what opportunities are available, so I don't know how to choose, because that's a mindset. That's one type of person that exists in the world that needs all of the data first, right? And to that person, I would say just look up volunteering opportunities in your city, and then be able to sift through that to be able to find something for you.
Thanks for sharing that. Very good points. I know for me, I volunteer with the Crohn's Colitis Foundation and the National Psoriasis Foundation because I'm a patient for both. But lately I got involved with something. I'm really excited. I just got through the criminal background check and all the checks. I'm going to be a Girl Scout troop leader. So
oh, cool. I could totally see you doing that.
And I can't wait for those cookies too. That's a nice little bonus, even though I shouldn't be eating the cookies. But seriously, so I want to talk about the work you're doing now. You're a published author, right? I think I heard that today on your show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us what you've written and what you're writing.
Yeah. Well, the one that is The deadline is actually the 31st, so here in a couple days for me to get my copy into the publisher and everything. But it's called The Home-Based Revolution. It is an aerial view, if you will, 30,000 foot view of my program, which is of the same name, Home-Based Revolution. Really what it is it's stories of how you're able to work from home, developing multiple income streams around your family. So you're creating a safety and a security for your family. My belief is that whenever we feel safe and secure financially, which many eggs in many baskets makes me feel more secure than one or many eggs in one basket. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one out there that feels that way, but, or it doesn't look like it anyway. But whenever you feel safe and secure financially, and sometimes that is just maybe as much as you were making at your 40-hour-a-week job, or maybe it's that much and then a little bit more in order to cover insurance and whatever. But however much that looks like to you, once we feel financially secure and safe, what I believe happens to people, and this is what I've seen, is that they start living from their hearts. So while people do come to me and they're like, I want to know how to make multiple income streams, I show them how to do that, absolutely, because that's my thing. That's what I've done myself. So I work 5 to 10 hours a week, and we have many income streams surrounding my family, and we are very well off. We're good to go. And so that's what I teach people how to do, and it's all in service, right? It's not salesy and weird and skeezy. It's you create a community and then you take care of those people in the way that they need to be taken care of. And that's basically what I teach in the book. And then we drill down into actual tactics and everything in the program itself. But the book is stories of students. It's stories of myself. And then it's also got tactical stuff. Do this, do that, do this, do that, wash, rinse, repeat. Because I love systems. So.
Systems are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Martha, if you would talk to us, how does someone engage you as a coach, and what does that process look like?
Yeah. Well, so I do group coaching now because I don't have the bandwidth to do one-on-one coaching anymore. So I do group coaching, and I have on my website, I think it's on my website right now. I'm not sure, actually. I am in the middle of a website change. So welcome to my world of not being sure what's on my website right now. But I don't know. But you could message me. You could just message me anywhere. You could email me at martha@alphapalm.com. We can talk about what your needs are, and then I can point you in the direction of best serving those needs, because not everybody needs the same stuff. So I don't want to just pigeonhole people into things. So just message me or email me and we can get you put in the right place.
And there's a lot of value to being in group coaching, isn't there? Because you have the dynamics of the other people in the group. So what are your thoughts about the benefits of being in group coaching?
Group coaching is 100% way better than one-on-one. However, people believe, and I was one of these people, so I don't blame them. People believe that if I'm with you one-on-one, that's the best thing I can possibly get. It's not true. Because group coaching, what happens is, first of all, it's less expensive. So there's that. But what you've got is instead of just you asking questions or being coached by me, instead of it just being this dynamic, what you're having is a lot of people in a coaching experience, and they're asking questions, that you may not even realize you need to ask. You're learning things, you're soaking things up, different perspectives that you didn't know before and you didn't even think to ask. So you're growing like crazy in group coaching as opposed to one-on-one. I'm a massive fan of group coaching, even for myself, even for the coaching that I get from my mentor. I'm in group coaching, and I would never, ever, ever have it any other way, because I know that the value of group coaching is insane. It's just, I don't even know a percentage to put on it. Can I just say way better? Way better.
And one thing that I love about interviewing coaches and being a coach is that as coaches, we really want the best for everyone, right? We want everyone to rise above and be all that they can be. And someone like you, who went from the basement to the top of the tower, has so much experience, and you're way ahead, and you can see as other people come through their journey, you can see and let them know, hey, this is what you need to expect as you go to the top of your tower. And that's invaluable.
Yes. And that's exactly what I do too. Even whenever I have like difficult decisions that I have to make, because as a brand, you'll always come upon, different decisions and setting boundaries and that sort of thing. And I let them know, like, if I had a difficult decision I had to make, I won't give them the details of the people or anything like that, because that's, private, but I will tell them the scenario. And then I'll say, hey guys, I made this decision from this scenario, and here's why. Because I value my time with my family, because I value this and I value that, and no money is going to be able to make that. Like, I'm not going to change it for money. So that's to be able to show them a decision-making process and be completely transparent. That's how I am with my people. That's and that's called Diamond Lane, is my group coaching program, where I just do I think I do 2 Zooms a week and then 3 daily check-ins Facebook Live. So it's like an immersive experience in group coaching, and it's super cheap. But that's how I am with them. Whenever I go live with them, I'll tell them what's going on in my world. Of course, I answer questions and stuff like that as well. But if I have something that was weighing on my heart that I felt like I needed to explain to them, I'll say, here's why I'm telling you this, because all of you are going to have this ahead of you as well. Whenever you come across this, here are the things that you want to think about. And then I just let them know as I come across it, because I believe that the things that we go through at any point in life, not just the couch in the basement, but at any point in life, we go through things so we can then turn around and teach. It's what Jesus in the Bible said, go and tell. And that's kind of how I live my life. Whenever something happens to me, I go and I tell. Like, here's why I did this. So yeah, pretty transparent.
I do love that about you. You just put it all out there, which is really tremendous. So if we go to withmartha.com, we go to your website, we can find out the services that you offer. You have a team. You've gotten to the point now where you have a team of people, which is great, because you have more minds working together. So someone's out there, they're listening, they're watching, and they're thinking, you know what, I want to be a part of Martha. I want to be a part of just this community of people giving back. What qualities do you think someone needs to have in order to make the turn, to make the next step to get up the tower?
The only thing, you only need one thing. The only thing that you need is to really, really love people and want what's best for people around you. That's the only thing that you need. I can work with that, and I can help you develop an entire thing around it. But I need for you to really, you can't be chasing the dollars. The dollars will come, but we can't be chasing them. We have to be chasing positive impact in people's worlds. So if that is truly your heart and your soul, then I got you all day long. But I just can't have you chasing dollars, because while I can tell you how to get the dollars, I don't want to. I don't want to, because that's not who I'm here to serve. I'm here to positively impact the world through the change makers of the world. And the change makers of the world are the people that love other people.
Where can we find you on social media if we want to just start following you every day? Where are you?
I'm all over the place. I get broadcasted everywhere. So I'm on Facebook. Facebook's my happy place. I'm on Facebook. I'm that girl. So I've got, personal page, business page. I have a group that is free, and it's called Heart-Centered and Successful Work-at-Home Moms. Big question I get, is it only for moms? No, it's just my people, right? But anybody can go in there. We've got a lot of dads. We've got a lot of single women. All sorts of people are in there, but that's just the title of it. In that group, I have a 90-day side gig to main gig challenge. So it really gives you good concrete activities to do every day, which is awesome. I love doing that. You go to unit 2, and you just begin on day 1 is the way that works. And then where else? YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. You could just probably search my name on Google and just see what shows up.
And having been on your show today, one thing that I really like about you that really differentiates you from everyone, I mean, you have an incredible story. You're a great presenter. You have amazing energy and your transparency, but you actually give people tips and pointers that they can take away and act on right away. It's not just fluff and esoteric. It's hey, you could do this right now, and that's going to change your life.
Yes, 100%. So my students a couple years ago started calling me Martha No Fluff Krejci. So now it's like the no fluff zone. Like there's all sorts of things that they say. But yeah, I don't like fluff. I don't like to take a course or watch a video and then I feel none the better for it. Like I don't really like I just got, riled up for something, but I don't know what to do. I like to be able to show people, okay, here's the fact that you can do it. Now here's how you can do it. And then like my courses, especially, I keep them very succinct. So you're not going to see me getting long-winded about anything. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to know. And then I'm going to give you all the time to go actually do it, because I understand that we're busy. And especially if you're moving from a side gig to a main gig, you don't have a lot of time in your life. So I'm not here to take up all your time. I'm just here again to have a positive impact on your life. So I teach you the things, you go do them. And it's the same with my YouTube channel. Any videos, it's pretty much just going to be bang, 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 and then go do it.
Martha, your story again is so moving. I think about that. Did you say Hardee's? Hardee's hamburger? That is like, yeah. I remember Hardee's like way back in the day. Hardee's for your dog, and look at you now. So you are truly someone who has overcome incredible adversity and is filled with stories of hope and inspiration. What words do you want to leave with our audience tonight?
What I want to leave with you guys is if you feel like you're sitting on the couch, if you feel that worthless feeling that I was talking about before with what I had, if you're not sure how you're supposed to get out of it and it almost feels like it's not even worth trying, I get it. That's exactly where I was. You need to get around a community that's going to lift you up. And if you don't already have a community that's going to lift you up, jump onto Facebook, go to Heart-Centered and Successful Work-at-Home Moms and click to join. Okay. We are a community. I think we've got about 8,000 people at this point. We lift each other up. I mitigate that. I manage the culture of that community. There is no bullying. There is no bossiness. There is no weird messages that come in. Like I manage the culture in there, and we are all loving and uplifting. And that's all that you need in your life to be able to start developing your own self-worth. Once we can get that going, the world is your oyster. You just can't see it yet, but that doesn't mean it's not there. So just get around some good people if you need to. Jump in my group and we'll take care of you.
If you want to change your life, if you want to better your life, if you want to see where your life can actually go, you need to follow Martha Krejci. You need to be part of her groups on Facebook. You need to buy her book. The name of the book, again?
Home-Based Revolution. You can get it at marthasbook.com.
I love it. It has been a genuine pleasure having you. The energy is just coming through the computer. It's ready to blow up. So I love your beautiful smile, and I love everything that you're doing to help people all the time. And I'm really honored that you came back. So I appreciate that. And we'll look forward to having you back again another time, I hope.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. And your website again is
withmartha.com.
Okay. Thank you again for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And to our loyal listeners and viewers, once again, another phenomenal guest. You need to search out Martha Krejci. Go to her website, withmartha.com, buy her book, go follow her on social media. This woman is a powerhouse. And when you talk about who you want to surround yourself with, you need to surround yourself with her. So whether you're stuck in your house, wherever you are, you can listen in, you can watch her YouTube, and she will help you change your life. I guarantee it. So I hope that you will reach out to her immediately right now. Thank you for being here. We have another show right after this, the Variety Show, and I'll look forward to seeing you at 6 o'clock live here on Business Talk Radio and social media. Thank you. That's it. That's a wrap for today on Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn. Bye.